Hello and welcome back to our lecture series on two-port network, and here is the second example on Z parameter. So the question says find the Z parameter matrix of the two-port network below. Exactly. So if you watch the previous part of this video, you can see that the question or the circuit itself is similar. The only significant difference there is that this is asking us to find the Z parameter matrix, unlike the other example that just asks us to find the Z parameter. However, it's not as difficult as you might want to think. Okay, so the same thing we are going to do with what we did in the other example. So basically, we'll still need to get our Z parameter. That means our Z11, Z12, Z21, and Z22. So you might want to test your knowledge based on the previous example by pausing this video. Try to see if you can follow the step we used in the previous example to get your Z parameters. Exactly. So if you do, let me know in the comment section. So with this now, I'm going to withdraw the circuit to something like this. Okay, so I'm just going to close this positive, negative. Exactly, and this will be my V2. So I'll close this also, positive, negative. This will be my V1. So here we have, so let me change the color. So here we have 2 ohms, we have 6 ohms, and then we have 4 ohms. And don't forget, this is the direction, this is for I1, and this is for I2. So again, please, you need to pay attention to the direction. Exactly. If you use the wrong direction, you just get the answer, but you see that the polarities or the signs are different, and it can become more complicated when you are using when we get to Y parameters and the other parameters. Exactly. So let's continue. So like I did in the previous example, I'm going to be using KVL to solve this circuit. So if I should follow this direction that the question has already given us, from the question we already have a direction. So that means you're going to be having something like this. And for I1 and I2 will be like this. Okay, so this is our mesh 1. So let's take this to be our mesh 1, which is at the input side. So you can just call it the input side. So let me call this my mesh 2, which is the output side. Okay, so let's also add the polarities to the resistors based on the direction of current. So for this, it will be positive, negative. For the 4 ohm, positive, negative. So for the I2 now, on the 6 ohm, this will be positive, negative, and this will be positive, negative. Okay, so let's go ahead. So let's say apply. So apply KVL to mesh 1, or you can call it to input side. So if you should apply KVL, so let's start with the voltage source. That's V1. So that will be V1. So that's from negative to positive. So that will be V1. Then let's move on to the 2 ohms. This is positive to negative. Minus 2 I1. So like I said, we are just using mesh analysis here, the concept of KVL here. So if you should come over here, this is from positive to negative. That's minus 4 due to current I1. So this is also positive to negative due to current I2. So that will be minus 4 I2. Then I think that's all for that particular mesh equals to 0. So if you tidy this up, we are going to be having V1 minus 6 I1 minus 4 I2 equals to 0. So we are going to rewrite the equation to make it look like the Z parameter equation. So that means V1 will be equals to, so we'll move this to the other side of the equals to sign. So that means our V1 will be equals to 6 I1 plus 4 I2. Okay, so this is it. So let's call this our equation 1. Our equation 1. So take note of this. Alright, so let's do the same thing to the mesh 2. So this is mesh 1. So apply KVL to mesh 2. So you can also call it the output side. The output. the output side. So in doing that, so this is positive, negative. So let me start from here. So from negative to positive, that will be V2. And when we come over here from positive to negative, remember the direction of current that we are following. So that will be minus 6I2. So from positive to negative due to current I2, so that will be minus 4I2. Also from positive to negative due to current I1, so that will be minus 4I1 and then equals to 0. So we are done with that particular mesh. So now let's tidy this up. So we are having V2, then minus 6I2 minus 4I2. So that will be minus 10I2, then minus 4I1 equals to 0. So if you should move this to the other side of the equals to, so we are having our V2 equals to 4I1. So let the I1 come first, plus 10I2. So this is our equation 2. So take note of this. So the next thing we'll do now is to compare the equation. So let me write it out. So we have our V1 is equals to 6I1 plus 4I2. Then we have our V2 equals to 4I1 plus 10I2. Okay, so now if we should compare it with the Z parameter equation, so we're having V1 is equals to Z11I1 plus Z12I2. Then we have our V2 equals to Z21I1 plus Z22I2. Okay, so now let's compare them side by side. Compare this with this, compare this with this. So with that, now we can conclude that our Z11 is equals to 6. So we can see this Z11, this is it, because beside this is our I1, this is our I1. So definitely our Z11 will be 6, exactly. So that's how you do the comparison. Okay, also that was our Z12, our Z12 will be 4. Okay, Z12 equals to 4, and then our Z21, this is it, will also be equals to 4, and then our Z22, this is Z22, is also 10. So you can see beside this is I2 and this is I2, and V2, V2. So that is how you do the comparison. So that our Z22 is equals to 10. Now, assuming the question asks us, so don't forget the unit is also important. Exactly. So when you are saying your Z11 is equals to something or Z12, don't forget to put the unit is ohms. So assuming the question asks us to find the Z parameters, so we can just stop here, just like the previous example. But now it says that we should find the Z parameter matrix. So that means our answer will be in matrix form. And if we should go back to the beginning of Z parameter, I gave you the matrix form. You can see it here. So I gave you the matrix form. So this is how our answer will be. So if I should copy this now, so let me just copy this. Okay, so let me just paste this here. So this is what the matrix form will look like. So if you have to replicate that, so that means our answer will be like this. So we are going to be having our V1, V2, so will be equals to, so our Z11 is 6, so we are going to be having 6. Then our Z12 is 4, so we put it 4. Then our Z1, okay, this will be Z21. This is Z21. Oh, I must have made mistake in that part. This is Z21. So our Z21 is 4. This will be 4. And then our Z22, which is 10. You can see, so this will be 10. So you can close it. And then you have your I1, I2. So with this now, this is the answer. Exactly. So that is what they actually want to see in the solution. So that's the solution to this example too. I hope you find value in it. Please give it a thumbs up, like the video, share the video if you do. We still have another example we're going to be looking at under Z parameters. Exactly. So if you also solve the question before watching it to the end, let me also know in the comment section. And if you have any question, feel free to let me know. Exactly. So with this, I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.